After this video, you are going to have an AI that cleans datasets for you. Welcome back to a new AI tutorial. In this video, we are going to create an AI system which cleans datasets easily with one call. We will be using the large language models of the OpenAI, and this is going to be a hands-on coding tutorial. Okay, so let's start. At the first place, we are going to create a Jupyter notebook named AI Data Cleaning. And in this Jupyter notebook, I'm going to create a code cell and I'm going to select my kernel. For this video, the libraries that we are going to be using are going to be Pandas, OpenAI, and Python.environment. So if you don't have those in your system, you can basically open a terminal and say pip install and write OpenAI, Pandas, and Python.environment. And also, if you are using Mac, you will call the pip tree at the start. So after running this, you are going to be able to code without problems. Okay, next. For the large language model usage, we are going to use OpenAI API, and for that we need an API key. So I'm going to create an environment file, and in here I'm going to create a variable named OpenAI API key, and right now I'm going to show you how we can get this key. It starts with SK, and when you create your key you need to set it in here. So after the equal sign you will paste your key and you are going to be ready to go after saving and closing this file. So here I am at the platform.openai.com, and in here in the dashboard section you can see the API keys button under the manage section, and when you press on that you can see that you can create a new API key from here, and after giving it a name and using the create secret key button you are going to have your API key ready. So if you want to code this project by yourself, get your API key from here and then save it in the environment file and close the environment file. Then you are going to be ready to go for the project. Okay, since our API key is ready right now, we can skip to the next part. So I'm going to delete this code cell, and now we can start with our imports. So we will import the operating system, and also we will say from .environment import load.environment. These are going to be for loading our API key into the Jupyter runtime in here. Next, we will say load.environment, and after that, we will say API key will be operating system get environment OpenAI API key. So after that, we will initialize the OpenAI client. So I will say from OpenAI import OpenAI like this, and next we will say client, and it will be OpenAI, and our API key is going to be the API key that we defined in here. Great. And now we are going to create a dataset. I will say import pandas as PD, and this dataset is going to be example for this tutorial. You can work with your own datasets. Like I create the example for the customer relationship management domain, but for your company, your datasets can differ, your topics, your column names. So it's going to be better if you just apply the dataset that you have and which gets to you on a routine. Like if you are getting the same dataset all the time for the data cleaning operation, you can use these codes and specialize the prompts in this video for your specific dataset for using this in your work at cleaning data phases. Okay, great. So I will say data, and I'm not going to write all the data by myself. I'm just going to make a copy paste from the data that I created previously. So we have the name, email, company, and country columns in our dataset, and we can see that we have NA values, we have lowercase letters on the name, and we have the NA values company side, email side, and we can see that on the emails we have company patterns and much more in our dataset. So I'm going to be assuming that this is a dataset that we get on a routine, and I'm going to make it run, and we will say data frame, and I'm going to call the pandas data frame. I will pass the data. So our data frame is going to be like this. Now we are going to create our AI for row level data cleaning. And we will say import JSON like this, and next we will say define clean row, and in this function we are going to say prompt, and we are going to be using an f string, and in here, not the arithmetic error, I will go like this, and we can define our prompt in here. So we will say you are a senior customer relationship management data engineer. Next we can say you are allowed to reconstruct missing business data using logic. And after that, we are going to give the rules for it. So, rules, firstly, the name. Again, if you are going to use this pattern for your own dataset, now you need to change the sections that I'm going to be writing, and you need to make it suitable for your dataset. Okay, now, first, name. We will say, if missing but email exists, then extract from email prefix. After that, we will say example, and it will be lucas.white. I'm seeing this one, so I'm using this example at apple.com. Then it will be Lucas White like this. Okay. Now the second one, email. We will say if missing but name plus company exists, then we will say generate. And in here we are going to say first name, last name at company.com, and it will be lowercase like this. Okay, great. Next we will say company, and it will be extract from email domain when possible. And after that we are going to say, by the way, we can delete this gap like this. Gmail, Yahoo, we will say keep as personal, do not assign fake company. Next, for the country, we will say normalize to uppercase like USA, UK, India, and the other countries. Next, we will say formatting, and for this you can keep this simple for your dataset if you have these columns, or change the column names. For the name, we'll be using title case. For the email, we will be using lowercase. And for the company, we are going to be using proper case, like this. And this is going to be the most important part. We will say return only valid JSON. And we will say, for the example format, name, and not like that, like this. And for the email, it will be in this format. Company, we will use similar format, and country is going to be in this format. So this is important because we need to process the coming data from AI, so it needs to come in only one format. So next we will say raw, and we will give the JSON dumps raw. Remember that we used an f string, so we can pass our raw information like this, and in here we give our raw in this function. Next up we will say response, and it's going to be client chat completions create. We will pass the model of GPT 4.1 mini. Next we will say messages, and I will say role user, and content will be prompt. Next we will say temperature. I'm going to set this to 0 because I don't want it to act creative. I need non-creative answers on this. And I will say response format. I will give the type of JSON object. And at the end we are going to be returning from this function like JSON loads response choices 0 message, and the content like this. And in here, let's summarize this. We firstly start by giving our prompt, and we say that you are a CRM data engineer. We give the rules column by column. Again, you need to change it if you are using this with different type of data set. We give the general formatting rules, and we say return only valid JSON in this format, and we give our role thanks to the f string that we used. And next we say response. And in here, for getting a response from the OpenAI API, we say we want to take the model GPT 4.1 mini. We are going to give this messages in this format, in the large language model format. In temperature, we use 0 because we don't want any creativity, and we gave a specific response format. And then we return our response from the AI. Now I'm going to call the first format of our data frame, and we are going to apply the AI cleaning, like the cleaned rows. I will say like this, and in here I will say for row in data frame iter rows, I will pass cleaned rows, append, I will use the clean row function we created, and I will say row to dictionary, like this. And after that, we will say data frame cleaned will be pandas data frame cleaned rows. So when I call that, it's going to apply our function to every row, and our data frame cleaned is ready right now. I'm going to make this code cell smaller, and I will say data frame cleaned so we can compare two data sets. Here, firstly, the name column looks amazing compared to the first version, like it's all formatted, and the non-values are filled from the email section in here. And next we can see that on the email column we have the Gmail still, so we prompted it in this way. If they have a personal Gmail or personal Yahoo, we are not changing that, but check for the David, we didn't have email information, but it filled from the Amazon like this, and emails are looking really good. For the company side, we can see that they're all uppercase. We still have a none, but it makes sense because it's Emma Watson, but its personal email is submitted. So maybe she's working at Yahoo, but we can't risk it because it's a small probability. And for the last row, we can see that it's filled with Apple for the Lucas White. And on the country side, we can see that all of the letters are in the format that we want. Awesome. So our data cleaning function is ready in here and it's working perfectly. Now I created another example dataset which is bigger and more complex, so we can test it too. So I'm going to make a copy paste in this side. I will say data2, and in here I'm going to make a quick copy paste. Here I'm going to paste it in here. So we have a lot of more rows in here and we have more errors. So I will say data frame 2 will be pandas data frame, and I will pass the data 2 so we can check the data frame 2 right now. Yeah, we have errors, we have NA values and stuff like that. So right now what I'm going to do is I will say cleaned rows 2, and it's going to be an empty list again. We will say for row in data frame 2 iter rows, like this, cleaned rows 2 append. We will use the clean row function and we will say row to dictionary like this. And after that we will say data frame 2 cleaned will be pandas data frame cleaned rows 2 like this. So after that we will call the data frame 2 cleaned, and when this runs I'm going to be recording again. So it's ready right now, and let's see how it differs from the first one. So for the name column, we can see that at the previous version of our dataset, we have all inconsistent format of names, and in the new one, we can see that all of them looks really good. The NA values are filled with email information and all the formatting is title case. Next, on the email side, we can see that we have NA values, and in the last version of our dataset, they are filled with the information from the name and company. On the Ava Young side, it's correct because in our row Ava Young, this is really important. We have two nuns, so we don't have the information of the company, so we can't fill up the email column. So AI handled it really good. And for the others, for example, let's check the Sophia Wilson. For the Sophia Wilson, we can see that it's filled with the Microsoft email. Awesome. And for the company side, we can see that we have NAs and also we have the lowercase company names. And in here, NAs are filled, like, for example, we have James Brown who works at Meta, and in here James Brown's company information is filled with Meta. But the personal mails like yahoo.com is not filled with the company information because of the reason that we talked in the previous example. And also on the Ava side we have none because on the original we don't have email to fill and we don't have the company. Okay, on the country side we have the country names like this, and on the cleaned version everything looks really good. Awesome. So our data cleaner AI is working really good, and you can use this kind of AI function for cleaning the datasets that you get regularly from other departments or from APIs or your database, anything. You can just handle all of the data frames with a single function like this with the help of the AI. Great. That was it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Let's get to the outro. Thanks for watching this AI tutorial. I have a playlist named AI Tutorials where I have more than 20 videos just like this one. You can check that playlist from the cards of this video. Also, I'm sharing new AI videos on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe for more videos like this. Have a great day.